Okay, we're going to call this meeting of the Auburn Redevelopment Commission to order. We'll start with roll call, please.
Danny Kettenberg.
Here.
Shelley Smalls.
Here.
Here.
Dan Braun.
Here.
Valerie Armstrong.
Here.
Eric Hauser.
Here.
And our visitors, we have Mayor Dave Clark, Clerk Treasurer Lori Pontius, Mayor's Executive Assistant Brandy Coburn, Business Development Andy Brand, City Attorney Zach Leitner, City Engineer Daryl McConnell. We also have Auburn Main Streets Ann Fincham, Building Planning and Development Ryan Shambaugh and Jim Catterat. We have Matt Faber, Nick Kappas, and Corey Heffelfinger, Chief of Police here. Thank you for being here. You have the regular minutes from the August meeting in front of you. Is there a motion?
Move to approve as presented. Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, the meetings are approved. The claims in front of you, the first one on our list is from Race Real Estate. This is the Auburn Main Street facade grant that was approved for $11,930.93 originally. The owner has provided us with copies of their checks, and the actual costs exceeded that amount slightly by $301.90. So they are requesting approval for $12,231.90 for reimbursement. Is there a motion?
So I don't have to do it in my head. Does that math works though? That's just what the additional cost was. And
Yes, and the difference was mainly they painted a little extra section of the wall to make it look better from the exterior.
I did read that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that the cost overrun was just slightly higher.
And then I'll just, for clarification purposes, ask the attorney, can we approve an amount above what we had originally authorized, or do we have to amend our original authorization?
You can amend it, so long as everyone's in approval, then you can approve the updated amount.
Okay.
Today, yeah.
Well, then I will make a motion that we approve the Race Real Estate facade grant in the amount of $12,231.90.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. The next claim is from JPR for the State Road 8 sidewalk improvements, primarily for the south side of the road. This is invoice number 0051640 in the amount of $2,886.38. It was approved by city engineer to pay. Is there a motion?
Move to approve JPR's invoice for $2,886.36 or 38 cents.
Second.
A motion and a second. Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. And the next claim is from MF Projects, also for the State Road 8 sidewalk improvements. This is pay application 4 in the amount of $271,000, $323.28. The pay application indicates that the project is about 58% complete as of August 18th. And this was primarily for the south side of the road as well. Is there a motion?
Move to approve the sidewalk improvements for MF Projects, the amount of $271,323.28.
Second.
A motion and a second. Discussion on this project or this claim. Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right. And the next invoice is from Leitner Law. This is for August Redevelopment Commission items, and invoice number 1604 in the amount of $2,250. This is primarily for Auburn Development Group documents, which we will be discussing later in this meeting. Do we have a motion to pay this claim?
Move to approve the Lightner Law Firm total for $2,250.
Second.
A motion and a second. Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? And then the last claim that we have before us is for Classic City Signs. This is for the Auburn Fire Department Training Center signage. Invoice number 29983 in the amount of $495. Is there a motion?
We move to approve Classic City Signs invoice for $495.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No unfinished business. We'll move on to new business. We have been provided with a TIF pledge resolution prepared by Attorney Leitner. Would you like to discuss this, Zach?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
So this is all part of the forgivable loan agreement with Auburn Development Group for the hotel replica. As we've been discussing for just a little bit of time. So the forgivable loan itself has a number of components. Ultimately, the way this is done and the way forgivable loans are done, the approval for the project itself comes from the Economic Development Commission, because the rules under the Economic Development Commission are different than with the Redevelopment Commission. There's a meeting scheduled for September 11th for the Economic Development Commission, where they will hopefully approve this project. And then once that is done, the Economic Development Commission they're not really involved anymore from that point on. The funds for the forgivable loan are coming from the Redevelopment Commission. So this TIF, this resolution is the Redevelopment Commission pledging TIF funds to this project. So technically they run through the Economic Development Commission based on their approval, but they come from the Redevelopment Commission. So I believe you were provided with the forgivable loan document, and there's an ordinance that will be approved that will go before City Council tonight and in 2 weeks. So ultimately, the resolution is just for the Redevelopment Commission to approve the use of TIF funds in order to pay the obligations based on that forgivable loan, which is $500,000 per year, based on completion percentages of 25, 50, 75, 100%. And then the other document, I guess we'll get to the taxpayer agreement after this, but just so everyone's clear on this, we'll need a motion based on the resolution for or against, and then a motion to approve the taxpayer agreement, and then the Redevelopment Commission, by its president, also signs the actual forgivable loan itself as an acknowledgement, really. It's ultimately signed. The mayor is who officially signs on behalf of the city, but the Redevelopment Commission just has to acknowledge it because obviously the funds are coming out of the Redevelopment Commission. The TIF pledge resolution is fairly, we do identify some, the different allocation areas where the funds can come from, but it's also somewhat general. The idea being this is a mostly housing project, and so there's language in the resolution that the project itself being housing, that then those people who live there are going to work, play, shop all over throughout the county, throughout the city, to where we believe that the original Northwest Economic Development Allocation Area and the 2000 and the other one, yes, 2008, expansion allocation area will have sufficient funds to be able to make those payments over the next 4 years. But if not, there's some wiggle room in there where it could be used from different TIF areas to make sure that we can make those payments. Any questions on the TIF pledge resolution?
I just have a small question. You said that it's based on 25%, 50%, 75%, 100% completion. The 100% completion, does that include the entire interior build out? I couldn't find anywhere in the resolution that it specifies.
The certificate of occupancy is generally what we would assume that the redevelopment commission can say you want it to be landscaping, build out everything. But at the time, as of now, it's set up to be certificate of occupancy. And keep in mind, if we're able to, the goal here is to get one payment out this year. We've got them scheduled for working with Baker Tilly and Frost Brown Todd that August 1st is a more ideal time each year to make those payments. So we're looking at August 1st of 2028 would be the final payment. I think the hope would be that build out would be, everything would be 100% complete and in service at that point, correct?
Correct. So the timeline we're looking at right now is full encapsulation of the shell and exterior. Well, exterior would have to meaning the sidewalks, beautification. We don't want to put all that in and have to tear it back, redo it again because of all the movement of heavy machinery and things like that. So that would happen in 2027. But the full shell is and facade and how the exterior looks is to be anticipated to be completed by the end of Q4 2026, with floors 1, 2, and 3 being completed by December 31st of 2027. Obviously, with the fourth floor, there's a little bit more customization to that. And the first floor, we're also keeping open to customization for tenants. If someone wants to take up the entire first floor with a new headquarters here or however it may be, we want to be able to accommodate where that may be. But 2 and 3, which are the 14 rentable units between the studios and 2 bedrooms, those will be built out, anticipated by fully completed by the end of 2027. So we would ideally have 3 out of the 4 floors done well in advance of that fourth $500,000 payment. And again, the top floor is the 2 penthouses.
Okay. Thank you, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions about the TIF pledge resolution?
So I'll just ask for just a little bit of clarification based on that. If it's based off of certificate of occupancy, the whole building or any portion of the building?
Well, I guess, but they're not going to give they're either going to give a certificate of occupancy for the whole building or they're not. They're not going to do it piecemeal.
Okay.
So is that?
Jim, do you agree with that? We'll just let you confirm.
Typically, there would be a certificate of occupancy for the shell of the building, for the building itself. Individual tenant spaces, especially the first floor, could be, again, for the, call it a white box, the open space. But there would be a secondary certificate when a tenant moves in. But overall, the building gets the one certificate of completion for the primary structure, the shell of the structure.
Thank you. questions, comments from the commission?
I guess I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but so the taxpayer, the whole purpose of the taxpayer agreement is to protect the city from the developer, let's call it dragging their feet. The way that is set up is Baker Tilly ran the numbers on, and ran new numbers based on the impact of Senate Bill 1, or SEA 1, and the property tax reforms that are happening. And based on what is going to be spent on the building, the intended use, all of those things, they have estimated what the assessed value will be and what the semi-annual tax payments will be each year after the building is completed at kind of a base assessment. It can obviously go up from there. So if they don't get things done, they have a runway until the payment due in 2029, where if they were to get halfway done and then just stop, starting in 2029, they are going to be responsible for making the full tax payment as if it was completely finished. And that taxpayer agreement lasts for 17 years, which is what Baker Tilly estimated the required tax payments would be to repay the amount that the Redevelopment Commission is providing. So that's really an extra protection for the city, that the money is going to start coming in whether it's finished or not. And once they get it built, once it's built, it's really not a penalty on them. And the Redevelopment Commission could, if they came and petitioned, you could terminate that early or make modifications to it. But the assumption is once it's built, that's the base of what their semi-annual tax payment will be. So it's not really harming them after they get everything built. It's just protecting us in the event that they do not build it at the speed or to the level that they are indicating that they are today.
Well, just as a note, we are pouring basement tomorrow. I mean, we are full bore. So, the other thing is, and I don't think this can be stated enough, Auburn Development Group is looking at Auburn as a place of future potential, is potential now, and we want to continue to build here. And so obviously with what Mr. Leitner is doing is exactly, and I tell him that every time I talk to him, like exactly what I would be doing, protecting the city. Understand that from our perspective, from Auburn Development Group perspective, with the passing of the new SEA 1, we went from 7.3 to 17 years, but we are still good to go through with all that because we are as invested in this community as anyone else is. And we want to see it grow because we believe in its potential as well. And so I just want to put out there that we are moving quickly. I think we've bid it out a little over 50% of the entire shell package, with pretty much the second half being put out for public bid now. So all of that is moving. We're extremely excited for how fast things are moving now that the rain has let up for the most part, knock on lots of wood. But other than that, we're with the taxpayer agreement, with the provisions within, we worked closely with Mr. Leitner, and we believe that there's a mutual benefit in there.
Thank you.
Do these documents transfer owners if they should, for some reason, decide to sell the project beforehand?
There's language in the agreements that they have to get approval to sell the project, and then the taxpayer agreement itself gets recorded and will ultimately run with the land.
Okay.
Which there's additional complications. At some point, Baker Tilly is going to provide some information on why we may want to put that project into a separate TIF, a separate residential TIF. Because if those units ever become sold and it's a condo association or something, we won't be able to collect any of the, that excess generated, income. So if they end up selling everything or the majority of it, there would be an impact. But we might be able to lessen that impact with a separate tip in that area. But taxpayer agreement, at least, they have to get permission to sell the project, which the agreement says shall not be unreasonably withheld. So we'd have to have a good reason to say, no, you can't. And then the taxpayer agreement, it's there. And whether they sell it or not, it stays with the land and it stays there.
More questions from the commission? I appreciate your work on this, and this is a true public-private partnership, and I'm proud of the commission for the diligence and tenacity in working through this and creating this economic development opportunity and a landmark in our community. So do we have a motion for TIF Pledge Resolution 062025?
I'll make a motion that we approve the resolution.
I'll second.
Further discussion from the commission? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion carries. And then as Attorney Leitner was discussing the taxpayer agreement, this is the minimum taxpayer agreement that goes along with the pledge resolution. It requires the property owners to pay a minimum amount every year starting 2029. Is there a motion to approve? We need to approve the taxpayer agreement and the resolution. That is our task here. And then it goes to Economic Development Commission and City Council for approval.
I'll make a motion we approve the taxpayer agreement.
Go ahead, Denny.
Okay, we have a motion and a second from Denny. Discussion on the taxpayer agreement. Questions, comments? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried.
And I would ask, the only other thing is if you could have a motion that Redevelopment Commission President is allowed to sign any of the other related documents to the forgivable loan. That some of them we need to get through Council and Economic Development Commission before we need to necessarily take that step, but we should be through those things before the next redevelopment commission meeting.
I'll make,
Provided
yeah,
all the documents.
I'll make a motion we authorize the president to sign on behalf of the Redevelopment Commission any documents related to this project.
Second.
Motion and a second discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. Thank you, Zach. Okay, and the next thing on the agenda is our proposed budget for 2026. I'll just kind of go through this real quick. Stack of papers. We received the estimated tax increment revenues from Baker Tilly for 2026, and they are estimating tax increment of $3,002,180 for 2026. That is up from 2025, which was $2,740,000, or I'm sorry, $740,000, 530. So major changes in the budget are only the different capital outlays, which we have already discussed as a group. The State Road 8 reconstruction we know is happening in 2026, and this commission discussed upgrading some of the items like lighting, the water mains, median, some things to beautify our city and improve the infrastructure. And then the next item is the city sewer project, which the mayor had introduced to us as something we have to do to prevent flooding in the downtown area. And then the final thing is the Auburn Development Group budget of $500,000, their project. So we have to submit our budget, what is the date, Lori? Do you know? Goes through council, October. So we'll need a motion to approve the budget or amend it at this point.
Approve it and amend it,
Or amend it, yeah.
and make a motion to approve the budget.
Second.
The motion is second. Discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you. And then I have an item for new business I need to add. The Accelerated Indiana Municipalities AIM that we recently agreed to join, they're offering a seminar. It's a webinar called Financing Housing Infrastructure Tools, Partnerships, and Community Success Stories. And I would like to attend. It's Tuesday, September 16th from 10 to 11:30. The cost is $25. And I'd like to invite the commission members to attend as well. And I'd like to ask for funding to attend.
Is that a per person registration?
Yes.
What time is it on the 16th?
It's Tuesday, September 16th, 10 to 11:30. It's a webinar.
Was the last day to sign up?
That's a very
Do we?
good question. I
Okay.
think it was just the day before
Okay.
that you had to have a 24-hour notice.
This is in addition to our memberships, so it's an additional $25 per person.
Right.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve the registration fees for any member of the commission that wants to attend this training.
Second. Will somebody register for us and send us the invite?
I can send you the link to register
Okay.
yourself. Yep. Because when we joined as a commission, all of us. So I think you individually, each
Gotcha.
person has to register.
Okay.
But I can send you the link for sure.
Thank you.
Can we do it that way, or for the city to pay for it, do you have to do the registration for us?
That's what I was kind of.
Oh, maybe.
I don't think so. You should be able to provide me with an invoice. It usually will, after you register, you can print it.
Okay.
Send that to me.
Thank you.
So it would be a reimbursement. That's what you're saying? Oh, no, you'll pay the invoice. Okay, got it. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign? Okay. Motion carried. Thank you for that. I would ask the commission members to stick around to sign documents for Lori. She has several for all of us to sign. Mayor, do you have anything you need to add?
I would just like to thank the commission for your commitment. Number two, the few capital projects in the 26 budget. I I know the city, WPC, really appreciates the Redevelopment Commission's involvement in those. That sewer project was a tough one, and one of the positive things though by redevelopment helping with that, we were able to save $1 million that we would have had to pass on to the ratepayers, which is huge. So we appreciate that. It's the last mandated project as part of this CSO initiative. CSO 9 was the one that's completed last year and brought online. So this will fulfill the requirements from IDEM. Construction in 26, monitoring in 27, and filing all the necessary paperwork in 28, and then we will be in full compliance. So yeah, thank you for that, and thank you for the State Road 8 median project. The water department will be, they budgeted for anything over 1.5. This is definitely a unique year though, going into 26, because we had 2 projects that we really had to do. One definitely mandated, and the other, it made sense instead of tearing State Road 8 back up in a few years to replace the water main. So just want to commend the commission for that.
Thank you, sir. Anyone have anything else to add? All right, our next meeting is October. Yes, sir.
Do we want to ask Ann about the one facade grant change or wait for it to come back?
Ann, do you have anything to add to the facade grant? Was there a change in another grant that you want to tell us about?
Thank you. I wasn't exactly sure how we might handle it. We had approved the Olive Twist Lori Burnt's request, along with Jeff and Diane Metcalf, who own that building, for their facade improvement. They do, Lori reached out, they want to add on a side door repair with a side screen door and replace the rotten wood around it. It's going to change that request like $500. So not a ton, but after today's, I wasn't sure if it'd just be applicable to submit that change with their final once it's completed, or if we should approve it in the meantime.
We can develop a policy on that, because I imagine in the future we're going to face change orders like that.
Given the timing, so that none of that work's been done yet.
Correct.
So it would probably make more sense to reapprove the request with the added funding. I don't think there's any problem with the way it was handled for the race property. The commission could have denied the additional amount because it wasn't part of the additional request. You chose not to do that, that's fine. But if we know ahead of time that the cost is going to go up, I think it makes the most sense to just do another approval or another, I guess, have the project brought in front of the commission again, so that you've got it all in the motion and in the approval.
Well, I think that gives the building owner a little peace of mind too, to go ahead and proceed with the addition if they know we're going to approve it rather than have to wait.
So do you just want me to discuss it real quick with you? Because I just got the material last week and not enough time to submit it for today's agenda. I think they want to get it done before then. That's why I was asking. Before
Actually,
waiting a whole
for me,
nother
at
month.
least anyway, what are we looking at cost-wise?
So the project cost for the side door is a total of $1,075. So the difference in the request would be an additional $537.50 to repair the storm door and all the rotten wood around it and get that flush with what it needs to be.
Well, that definitely applies to the facade grant because it is part of the building facade. I think going forward, we should have an amendment form that we present.
We can develop one for sure.
But as far as this goes, I think it would be okay to approve because it's just a door and it's a necessary item. So
I'll make a motion that we approve the additional work as part of that facade, previously granted facade grant.
Thank you.
what was the amount again?
The change to that grant would be $537.50 as an addition, making the total $7,030.50 for that facade program grant request total.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you so much, Ann.
Thank you. I'll submit some kind of form request or change form
Mhm.
for you guys to review for the next meeting. Thank you.
I think that'd be helpful. Thank you.
Thanks, Ann.
Any other items for the commission? Okay. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move we adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second.
Do you all want to stay?
All those in favor say aye, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody.